Welcome back to the channel. Today we are reacting to Eartha Kitt on Dateline. Before we proceed with the video, be sure to check out my second channel, which is titled See My Power. It's the men's version to this channel. As always, don't forget to like, share, watch more videos, and subscribe to the channel.
It's been said that what doesn't kill us will make us stronger. The woman you're about to meet would probably agree. She's Eartha Kitt. A woman of talent and drive, she is above all a survivor. Known worldwide and for 50 years as a singer and dancer, and of course, TV's Batman villainess, the Catwoman. But as Hollywood puts it, there's a backstory you may not have heard, including a chapter about what happened when she took on the President of the United States. Here's Len Cannon.
I taught him everything he knows.
She slinks.
Parlez-vous français?
She flirts. She taunts.
And who's this new little piece of apple tart you've got with you tonight, dear?
If you've been lucky enough to catch her act, you know Eartha Kitt doesn't just sing to her audience.
Let me know in the comments if you were fortunate or you know someone that was fortunate enough to catch her act.
When Eartha Kitt plays a room, she plays a room, especially the men.
No credit cards, please. I've slept in shanties, I guess, of the WPA.
There's never been an entertainer quite like her. The distinctive voice.
My scanties at $3 a night was the pay, and I'm here.
That raw sex appeal. Not exactly what you'd expect of a grandmother.
I'm 72 years old.
Not afraid to admit it.
No, why should I? It's a natural process of life.
After more than a half-century in the business, Eartha Kitt still has audiences flipping over her moves. She has a string of recordings,
Markets, darling.
movies,
Now, would I do a thing like that?
television, and Broadway performances. Her cabaret act continues to be standing room only. But when the music fades, Eartha Kitt, the sensual sex kitten, is something of a loner, haunted by a past so hurtful, even her undeniable success can't erase the pain.
I was being called ugly. I was being called everything in the world you can possibly call a person.
Eartha Mae Kitt was born poor in the cotton fields of rural South Carolina, the illegitimate child of a white father she never knew and a black mother who gave her away by the time she was 5.
Tell me in the comments if you were raised different from where you are now, meaning if you was born poor and you made something out of yourself. Let me know about you.
I'm a yellow gal.
Yellow gal.
Right,
You weren't white,
right,
and you weren't black.
right. I was a bastard child and a child of the cotton plantation owner's son. So I was neither here nor there, and I was being treated like that.
Rejected by all those around her, she lived with a black sharecropper family, was forced to work for her keep, picking cotton and tending to the animals. Eartha says she was physically abused and taunted because she was illegitimate, unwanted, and of mixed race.
It was very hurtful. It's a hurt that's inexplicable.
Eartha Mae was rescued by an aunt who brought her to New York City.
She told me that she had gotten a letter from the neighbors in South Carolina who told her that if she didn't get me out of there, that I was either going to be brutally harmed or starved to death or whatever the case might have been.
Tell me in the comments, have you ever been in a situation like that?
It was a chance for a new life. Yet, she says, the pain she experienced in South Carolina because of her color followed her to New York.
Thinking that your life is going to be a little bit better. You feel that it's going to be different. And you find still that you're still being hurt because you don't look like anybody that anybody can recognize.
But New York in the late 30s ultimately became a refuge for Eartha Mae, who was by then a young teenager. She blossomed into a sensuous beauty, no longer the ugly duckling. In 1940, she landed a spot with the Katherine Dunham dance troupe. Dancing got her to Europe. Soon after, she quit the troupe to launch her own cabaret act. Europe in the 50s seemed the ideal place for Eartha, a place where color didn't seem to matter, and she became the toast of Paris, London, and Rome. Orson Welles called her the most exciting woman in the world. She dined with heads of state and royalty. It was a life of champagne and caviar.
Yes, he's gone with the southern cross the yellow dawn.
She parlayed her seductive cabaret act into some select movie roles, but not the string of box office hits she longed for.
You're a tremendous talent. But we just don't know what to do with you.
Out of all the movies that Eartha Kitt played in, tell me your top 3 most memorable movies that she was in.
Too different. You don't fit in.
Did the audience over the years become somewhat of a surrogate family for you?
Yes. The public is the only family I had. And that's why every time I walk out on that stage, I never want them to reject me.
I heard him say just so, Chantilly bar.
And it is this deeply felt emotion that motivated her, that gave her the drive to succeed.
I laugh about it now. Nah, 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 nah. Funny. Because in all of the rejection, all of that manure that they threw on me, I used it as fertilizer. Make you strong.
Though she was seen on the arms of the famous and the wealthy, like Arthur Lowe of the Lowe's movie chain, she says his mother would not allow her son to marry a black woman. In fact, she says only one man ever actually proposed to her, and he wasn't a king or movie star. Bill McDonald was an accountant. The couple wed in 1960 and had one daughter, Kit. Eartha says the marriage didn't last because she was too independent, too strong-willed. The couple divorced in 1965, and it wasn't long before the single working mother landed what became her defining role.
Look again, Catwoman.
Eartha Kitt was seemingly born to play Catwoman. Millions watched as she flirted dangerously with the Caped Crusader.
Your silver-tongued oratorio has convinced me, Batman. I hereby remit myself to your muscular custody.
That role forever shaped her public image as the seductive, sultry vamp.
Do you think you're too sexy?
Now, why would you say that?
Now, why would you do that?
By the late 1960s, her career was soaring. She had the acceptance she so desperately wanted. It was her fame that got her a coveted invitation to the White House. It was her outspokenness that nearly ended her career. Right at the height of the Vietnam War, the First Lady hosted a ladies' luncheon at the White House. Eartha Kitt was one of 50 invited guests.
The Broadway star was all charm at Mrs. Johnson's White House luncheon to enlist women in the war on crime. That is, until she stood up and shouted at Mrs. Johnson.
And it wasn't just Mrs. Johnson. The entertainer also approached the president to question him about the cost of the war.
You weren't the only person then that opposed the Vietnam War.
But it seemingly is that I was the only one who said it out loud.
In the White House,
Right.
no less.
Newspaper headlines told the story. Eartha Kitt had dared to tangle with the president and First Lady. The Catwoman's back was up.
Thrown into something that I don't even understand?
The public outcry was swift and decisive. Thousands of letters criticized Eartha, calling her everything from a prostitute to a child abuser.
Now, if you just notice, it was a lot of people calling and writing letters and downing Eartha Kitt for her actions. Let me know in the comments, do you stand with her now, or do you think she was wrong for how she did it and you more on Lady Bird Johnson's side? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Even entertainment giants like Gregory Peck, who was considered a liberal, weighed in, saying he was embarrassed by her behavior.
Within 2 hours, I was out of work in America.
Did an angry president try to blacklist her? Dateline reviewed documents at the Johnson Library in Texas. What's revealed is a flurry of activity ordered by LBJ after the luncheon. Aides provided details like what had Eartha done while in Washington that day? Who had she seen? Had some subversive peacenik gotten to her? Or was she a very sick kid? Eartha says she was the victim of a smear campaign.
Do you really think the president took time out of his busy schedule to try and prevent you from working?
That's what it says on the dossier.
I saw Eartha Kitt's file, of course. I had a copy of it.
Pulitzer Prize-winning investigative journalist Jack Anderson broke the story. The CIA had secretly been keeping tabs on Eartha and other Americans it felt were controversial. Details were explosive.
They called her an infomaniac. They were investigating her love life. They were keeping surveillance on her through keyholes.
Anderson believes more than anything the president did, it was the negative publicity that caused Eartha to lose work.
Let me know in the comments, why do you think it was so important for the government's intrusion upon Eartha Kitt's love life?
Once you found out that there had been a CIA dossier on you, were you angry?
I laughed.
You laughed?
And cried at the same time. Because that's not what my country is supposed to be all about.
But this is a lady with at least 9 lives. And she's done more than just survive. She's just released a new CD of greatest hits. And at 72, she's busier than ever. On the road an incredible 45 weeks a year.
Let me know in the comments, what 72-year-old is still moving like that?
Off the road, Eartha Kitt hides away in the comforts of her country home. In many ways, she's still Eartha May, that lonely little girl looking for acceptance.
If Hollywood were to do the Eartha Kitt story, what should it be titled?
A lost soul looking for a place to land.
Even now?
Even now.
And how would this movie end?
Still looking. Waiting for somebody to say, welcome home.
An historical footnote, Liz Carpenter was Lady Bird Johnson's press secretary 30 years ago. She told Dateline that while she remembers taking calls at the White House late into the night from people angry at Eartha Kitt, she says what still puzzles her is that earlier Ms. Kitt had inquired about going to Vietnam to entertain the troops. About the allegations that either the president or First Lady did anything to sabotage Eartha Kitt's career, Carpenter says she's sympathetic, but it's just not true.
Now, come on now. They said that the lady that sat there and said that it's not true, but didn't they pull paperwork earlier in the video proving that it is true? It sounds to me like she tried to cover up something. You know, ain't no such thing as you didn't know when you just blatantly said that it's not true, or, you know, instead of you saying allegedly it's not true. You know, she just came right and said it's not true. But let me know something in the comments. You know, I've heard many times that there should be an Eartha Kitt movie. Who you think should play that role? And also, it seems like many people won't be, you know, writing that movie. Let me know if I should write it. But as always, don't forget to like, share, watch more videos, and subscribe to the channel.